this guy from the city just showed up, and now he's saying again that we've agreed that they can take our garage. So we've been fighting with him over the last 15 minutes, and he's making calls to the city. So come on back over. So I guess we're going to talk more about it now. Good news. Much of the sidewalk has been done, and they've started laying down the concrete for the street. We haven't had rain in a little while, so it's not a muddy mess out there, and without the puddles of mud everywhere, the mosquito breeding season has ended. Although it's quite dusty right now, and I saw a lady take a tumble down the hill last week. They've started the road work on the hill, and perhaps in a few weeks there will be some stairs. I jammed my toe and cut it pretty good a few days ago trying to navigate the construction zone. I just try to remember that, when I'm bleeding, that eventually we'll have this really nice road, and if someone dies because they fell in a ditch, because they didn't have time to give us proper access, then, so be it. That's the price you pay when you put a good idea into a cup, add a teaspoon of planning and execution, and mix it up with some heavy machinery. Anyways, as I was saying, lots of good news. I think pretty much everyone on this street is fed up with the work. They did most of the sidewalk in front of our house, then had to tear out a part of the sidewalk because the drainage was done incorrectly next door. We've been there. Several construction projects on the street have been delayed because of difficulties getting materials up the street. And in our group chat, WhatsApp group, it's become common for someone every day to complain that they're still not getting water to the casa. We've been there. So 3 weeks ago, I mentioned before, the guy comes out, he doesn't have any paperwork, and he's trying to explain to us what they want to do. I asked him to put that in writing, and he said he'd do. He would bring me the following week, and then we didn't hear anything. Several weeks pass, they start the sidewalk, we're feeling good, but they don't do the sidewalk right around our garage. Makes us a little nervous. But we did ask, they said, we're going to get to it. Then a couple days ago, another guy from the city shows up. Allie and I go out front, we talk to him for about 10 minutes. We basically say, this thing's already been discussed, we're over it. He leaves, comes back 5 minutes later. I go out there and I spend another 45 minutes. He apparently wants to do another round of talks on this. And we go over the garage from every different angle. The bottom line is it's our property. But he couldn't just let it go. I said they need to let it go. And they really got to stop harassing us about the garage. I told them we've been really fair throughout this entire process and don't feel like they have treated us and probably others the same way. He's like, how have you been fair to us? I said, you damaged our driveway and our gate, and you broke our grounded line for electricity. We've had several times where we've had no water. We had to go out and pay for a truck to come out and deliver water. There's been constant construction noise, dust. We've lived in this dangerous construction zone for 3 months now. We haven't been able to park our car in front of our house the whole time, which means we're dragging our groceries and all that stuff up and down the street. And we've lost the stairs on the other end of the street, which would have been our easy way out. And he said, yeah, but we're going to fix those stairs. Well, that's good news, I guess. We actually had a fairly friendly conversation, all things considered. I appreciate you, Brandon. His name was Brandon, so he actually was really nice. But for some ridiculous reason, the city wants us to remove 20 centimeters. It's like that, 20 centimeters off of the garage. So they can build a tiny little sidewalk, 5 feet long by 8 inches. I'm telling Brandon, this is so dumb. Like, there has to be something more important you could be doing with your time. Nobody cares. Ask anybody on the street. Nobody cares about this 20 centimeters. It's just a huge waste of resources to even be discussing this. Eventually, somehow, we got to this point where I just told him, we went to City Hall. Jorge Sanchez, it's like the magic word, it's the president. Jorge Sanchez, he told me that if the garage was on our property, they would not touch it. We're going to honor that agreement. And we think you should too. And then Brandon said, okay, we'll leave it. And I'm like, what? All right, hold on a second. I get the neighbor with the drainage issues, not the other neighbor who's fighting them. And I said, can you just confirm what he said? So he talks to Brandon, he confirms it. And he says, yeah, but they want to take 20 cent right here. So I told him, you'd think about it. I'm like, no, I'm not thinking about it. Like, I just want you to confirm that he says they're going to leave it. We have an agreement with the city. We're going to honor that agreement. They also need to honor the agreement. So anyways, he said, okay. All right, I told him that. So could that be it? I mean, we feel like it should be. And as they finish this road up, maybe they'll finish the sidewalk around the garage, and that could be the closest thing we get to a full-blown acceptance of an agreement that we had. So perhaps in the next week or so, we'll see. All right, I'll let you know. Thanks for watching.